So the big question is this: how do most agents who struggle to get the information that most successful agents hoard to themselves grow and prosper without this information? That's the big question, and this video cast is the answer. Welcome to Real Estate Rockstars. I'm your host, Pat Hyben. All right, Rockstar Nation, I got returning guest, Mr. Greg McDaniel, was previously on episode 219, and that was an incredible episode. And I wanted to find out, you know, in the past 300 episodes, what he's been up to, and he's been doing some amazing things, and he's always a great source of new ideas, new technologies, new ways to get real estate business, and we're going to jump right into it. So, hey, Greg, why don't you give everybody a little rundown on yourself so they can get to know you better?
Sure. Hey, man, thanks for having me back. I appreciate it. It's always fun hanging with you. Guys, I've been in the business 18, almost 19 years. I've been working with my father, who's been in the business for 46, going on 47 years. My business partner, Chris, has been almost 20 years. Our team manager, 11 years. And then we just brought in a brand new agent. Literally today, Pat, I hired a brand new agent, literally got his license like 2 weeks ago. And he is up and running. But guys, our team has been widely successful. We close millions and millions of dollars every year in real estate. Our average price is a little over $1 million here in Northern California. We do predominantly older properties, older ranch style properties, larger lots. We have an opportunity to work with wonderful families. And on the side, you know, I dove deep into the podcast, you know, chasing Pat's tail as quickly as possible, because that is a hard person to catch. And my show, Real Estate Uncensored, is something that's a passion project, just like yours is a passion project. And, you know, just love help educating more agents and get them into the real estate business to be smart and not fail out like the 83% do in the first 3 years. So, you know, just a little bit here and there.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's get some nitty gritty real quick before we get into some new and exciting things. So, like, what was your ECI last year, Greg, your ego commission income?
I've never been asked that question before. What did we pull? Mine or the teams, like the net?
Yeah, well, let's do the team's total GCI.
Total GCI. That'd be a good question for Eileen. And we're somewhere in the million plus mark. In that ballpark range. And then
what's your profit margin there?
Our profit margin, we run at about a 30% margin that we pay out. So we're running probably, these are questions I don't handle. These are the stuff I don't deal with. But I mean, we're handling, we're quite healthily in the green, not the red. Let's put it that way.
Right. Yeah. Well, where's most of your business coming from now?
A lot of our business is coming from our sphere of influence. It's coming from outbound prospecting, like doing cold calls, doing door knocks, doing open houses. My business partner, Chris Callahan, he is doing, I call it as mobile prospecting. It's when he hates it when I say this. It's when he slaps on spandex and jumps on two tiny little tires and goes cycling. He's a competitive cyclist, and he and his team, they'll do 100 miles easily in a day. And so, you know, he's out there with these guys and gals, and a lot of the business comes from that group. And so it's just being social. I do a ton of live video that is starting to pay off in regards to getting more notoriety. We hit our database with viral marketing, doing videos twice a month, along with doing a newsletter. So we're trying to stay as active as possible, trying to stay as nimble as possible, trying to always be looking for ways to access into our database to pull those leads out. Viral actually has created, since 2014, 677 leads of people literally raising their hand saying, I'm interested in buying, or I'm interested in selling my home. So that's been another big value add for us.
Okay, cool. So let's get deep into this, right? Because we want meat and potatoes. We want people to pull the car over and be like, damn, I need to write that down. So let's talk about that first. 677 leads. Tell me exactly what you did. And we know you use a company called Viral Marketing that basically walks you through it, right? But can you tell us exactly what happens or what exactly Viral does? And more for, like, let's say someone wants to do it but not use them and do it on their own, or someone does decide to use them. Can you just give us an idea of, you know, what the process looks like that you got 677 leads? from?
So it's really pretty easy. The only thing that I do with them is I sit down once a week. This is being shot on a Thursday, so on Wednesday. So in 2 days on Friday, I will sit down right here in this seat with this camera that they sent me, and I will shoot a raw video. And my coach over there will be on the camera with me, and he will coach me through, hey, do it again, do it like this. This is great. We talk about ideas. I will record and then send them the raw video. They will then put an intro and an exit, all dazzled up with nice graphics and music and the whole 9 yards. Once that finished product is done, every 2 weeks, every other week, they will send out that video to my database that I have sent to them, and they consistently ask for us to send them updated databases, updated closed transactions that they can get video testimonials and audio testimonials for us. When the video goes out, though, it will run for I think 7 days or somewhere around there, and then they'll give me a click report, and they will send me a CSV file, and they'll show me exactly who clicked it, who watched it, how they watched it, and have all their emails and their phone numbers, whatever we send over to them. But then they'll highlight people, because I say at the end of it, if you're thinking about buying a home, press this button. If you're thinking about selling, press this button, and then those will be highlighted in yellow at the top.
Wait a minute, if you're thinking about buying a home, press this button. You mean click this button at the bottom of the video?
Well, they're watching this on a blog. So the videos are there's a button, a big red button, a big black button to the right-hand side. It says thinking about buying, thinking about selling.
So when they click on the video, like they get an email, they click on the video, and it's a blog, and they're there on the right-hand side of it. Okay, I got it.
Exactly right. And they house all my videos. They house all my testimonials on my custom blog. They do past videos. I shoot. Oh, I don't have it with me today. I shoot with a 360 camera, all the 360 photos and everything. They house them there. They really do a lot of stuff. They also, they're not the cheapest in the world, but they bring tremendous value if you're going to be doing video. They just started offering up unlimited editing. So like if you're a video nut and you wanted to go out and take a handy dandy iPhone out with a good mic or something and go shoot around town, send them all the raw videos. You can have professionally edited videos to your heart's content. And they also do a special project for you, I think once a month, and that can be really whatever it is. So
and what are you talking about in these videos? Are you talking about like the market, everything. What's going on in the market, that sort of thing?
Yeah, what's going on in the market, buyer and seller tips. We created a thing called Fun in the Bay. And so every quarter we'll do Fun in the Bay series, talking about what to do during the holiday season, what's going to happen during the summer season, what's fun in the Bay for Valentine's Day. We do stuff like that to give people ideas of what to go out and do so they don't have to go hunt and peck on it. I interviewed the chief of police here in Danville. I interviewed business owners. I interview all kinds of folks. And it just makes you seem and feel as if you are the man or woman.
What did you talk with the chief of police about? Like, what's the crime like? Is it up? Is it down? Blah, blah, blah.
What they're doing in town. And they installed a lot of cameras around town. So we started talking about what the cameras are, what these little mystery black boxes are on every one of the vehicles. It's crazy what these things do, man. You can just drive past a car and it'll read the license plate like that and tell if it's stolen or not or anything else. It's nuts. Yeah. But it was a good conversation, and he was really insightful. And that one had I did that live and it had like 5,000 views on it almost instantly, and got a great reaction. I did one of my best ones was talking about what the best restaurants are here in town, and just kind of walked them down a visual map of where they were. That one got a phenomenal return. Okay,
so let's slow this down. So you get on Facebook, right? And you're doing or are you recording you're recording a video, right?
Right.
Or are you doing Facebook Live? You're recording a video and then posting it?
No, for viral, we will record not a live video. We will just record right here. I'll upload it into their system through their website. They take it and edit it out. And so no, there's no live interaction.
But the chief of police, you mentioned it went viral.
That one was live.
Okay, so let's talk about the live one, right? The live one. So someone listening wants to know, okay, Greg, what are 5 ideas on live videos that I can do on Facebook that will help, me get business?
Sure. All right. Let's talk about buyer tips. Let's talk about seller tips. Let's talk about new home pros and cons. Let's talk about, different great areas that you want to go hit in your neighborhood. There's a website called neighborhoodscout.com.
Neighborhood Scout. Okay.
Neighborhoodscout.com. And what you do there is you go into that site, you type in your zip code. It'll bring up your master zip code outlined. Then you'll have sub-markets within that master zip code. and they talk about the real estate, and it's a sword, not a scalpel, but it's enough to get a conversation going and do a good video, right? And then they talk about notable, unique people and places. They talk about and ethnicity and ancestry. They talk about jobs, how they get to the jobs, notable places around town. Basically, if you can go into that sub market and do a video talking about in that micro market, what the people look like, what the jobs look like, what ethnicities are there, it gives the real estate agent, they're being viewed as an expert in that sub market and the master market. And if I'm coming from LA and I'm moving to San Francisco and I don't know anything about San Francisco, and then I see Pat Hyben broadcasting in San Francisco about this micro market, I'm like, oh my God, they look like me, they sound like me, they have jobs like me, I like this market, I'm going to call Pat.
Yeah.
It's incredible content.
All right. Yeah, well, definitely, guys. And I'm going to put that, basically, Greg's going to mention a lot of things today. I'm going to put it all on hybendigital.com/Greg McDaniel 2, the number 2, since he came on once before. Greg McDaniel, the number 2, Greg McDaniel 2. So, okay, the next thing I want to talk about is this rock star party thing you got going.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Dude, this is when it gets fun, man. All of us have all been told, right? Pat, you and I have been in the business for a long time. You longer than I. We all get told, throw monthly parties, throw events, get client appreciation stuff going on, but we're all too busy. I have ADHD. I can't sit still long enough to plan something like that. I was approached by this company called Rockstar Connect. This is what they give me. They literally give me a party in a box. And for less than $300 a month, they will give you a free location and free food at the event, and they'll help network, spread the word about the event. So they'll build a let's see, a meetup page. They'll build a Facebook event page. They'll do a a couple of other sites out there that you can go on and sign up for this thing. And then they will, the first party, they will actually fly one of their members out. They will help run it with you, and they send you this, literally a party in a box. And I did mine last night. So they send you like name tags. They send you the lanyards for everything. They send you, let's see here, like invitations you can hand out to people. And the list goes on. But here's the cool part, Pat. This is the part that blew me away. This is a self-addressed envelope. And these are the people that showed up to the event last night, right? They also have a sign-up sheet. So if people didn't have cards, they can sign up with this. You take this, you put it in said envelope, you send it back to Rockstar Connect in North Carolina. They will then put this into an Excel spreadsheet for you, and then they will continually email and update and invite those people who already came to the event to every other event you have down the road. It is so simple. It's mind-boggling. I had 2 groups of people come in, one from San Francisco, one from Brentwood, just to observe, and they were blown away how easy it was.
So how many? Let's say, like, how last night, was it your first one last night? Or if you did a couple of these?
Our third.
How many people came?
We had about 40.
And
plus,
you started with what? Your sphere of influence list?
We did our sphere of influence list. Then you go out and you invite people from your Facebook page, because on the events, when you're an admin in the event, in the group, you can go invite personally. So Pat, if you and I are both admin in a group, you can invite 500 people. I can invite 500 people. So people with big teams, you can invite 500 per person. I mean, that snowballs very, very quickly.
Yeah. And then what do you call the event? Like,
so we call ours the Danville Elite Networking Group, and so they build everything for us. And then we just go and have fun and network and say hi to everybody. Basically. And then and how for $300? I mean, for $300, it's worth that box of name tags and lanyards and them creating an Excel spreadsheet and helping you with the Facebook page. I mean, that's well worth $300. Now, how do they get food there and the place to have it? Good question. That's one of my first questions I asked as well. I'm like, how in the heck do you swing this? And they said, well, that's just what Nick is one of their co-founders, and that's what Nick does. And so he went out to an organization, our first event 3 months ago, and he organized good food in a good location. It was a little hidden away, but in a good location. And we had about 70 people through that group, that organization, that event. And unfortunately, the owner of that establishment, his wife put the kibosh on the food. So we picked up stakes and moved. And our event now is held in a place called Sweetwater Tavern. in downtown Danville. It's like right on the main drag. It's the visibility.
So you're having it in the same
awesome
spot.
Same spot. So we're with Sweetwater through the end of the year, and they set it up nice for us. I mean, we have.
Do you have to pay for the food? Or?
Nope. No. They brought a ton of food out, and people just sat around and chowed down. You just buy your own drinks, because that's what the restaurant makes their money on. It's not the food, it's the booze. And we're real estate agents. We all drink.
I want you to think about the word toolbox. What is a toolbox? A toolbox is a box full of tools that you use to build something great. At Real Estate Rockstars, we've created our own free toolbox. So everybody that comes on the show as a guest brings a tool with them, and we plow them all into this toolbox, and we give it away for our viewing audience to basically use as they wish. Everything we put in there is an actionable item that can be downloaded, can be printed, can be used immediately. And we got things like scripts and dialogues, checklists for teams, checklists to keep agents accountable, referral forms that are filled out at settlement to get referrals by your buyers and sellers. Everything you could think of that you could use on a regular basis about real estate is included in this toolbox. And it's helping agents worldwide sell more houses and make their jobs a lot easier and processes much more efficient. And the thing is, it's absolutely free. All you got to do is go to hibandigital.com/toolbox or text the word toolbox to 444-999. That's toolbox 444-999. Do it now. So Rockstar Box or whatever it is, and we're going to put this to Rockstar Connect. We'll put this as well on hibandigital.com/Greg McDaniel, Greg McDaniel 2. They call Sweetwater, help you set it up with Sweetwater, and say, hey, listen, I'm going to bring, as many people there as I can on a regular basis. Will you guys serve nachos and potato skins and stuff like that? And then
exactly.
They say,
exactly right. They had those out for us last night. And they also do an Eventbrite page for you as well for people. People come in with invitations to a free event. It's kind of funny. But it's silly how simple it is, but it's silly how great it works. Because all of us, I talk about, throwing parties, we all have for years. But we do client appreciation on quarterly events, and we do our yearly events, our Cinco de Mayo, but we sucked at doing our monthly events because we just got caught up in the minutia of work. Sure. But it's easy just to show up. You just show up. Aaron Wittenstein, Aaron, he called me up, crazy one morning at like 6 a.m. my time, 9 his time. He's like, dude, you got to try this. I'm like, what do you want, Wittenstein? This is 6 a.m., pal. And he's like, you got to use this. This is what happened. And he's like, dude, great. People were like hugging me, taking photos with me at the end of the event. I'm like, you're so full of crap. Dude, it happens. Like my first event, people are like, oh my God, you're amazing. Where have you been? I can't believe I haven't heard of you. Let's take a photo, blah, blah, blah. And your next question is, well, how are the leads, right? Right. First event, met a girl named Christina, sorry. She is an investor, and she and her team want to pick up 4 properties a month. And she said, because of how I met you here, I definitely want to, hang out and do a lot of fun, business with you. And you got the horns going here. We're gonna have a lot of fun on this thing. Yeah, no, keep going. And then on this next event, this last event that we just did, I picked up a guy who is a financial planner, and he's like, hey, Greg, I got this program that basically somehow, I don't know if he's completely full of it or if he actually can do it, but you can sell your home without paying any taxes. And I'm like, okay, I'll have coffee to learn more about this. So yeah. One connection there, and then I met a gal at my second event. Now I love beer. I just love new beer. It's fun for me, right? People like wine, I like beer. This chick came through, and it's beer tours here in the Bay Area, and she'll waive my fee if I can put 4 to 8 butts into a van, all paying $85 to $110 to go on private custom beer tours. Now, why is that important? Well, client appreciation and being able to really dig deep with guys and gals who love beer here in the area and go build an intimate relationship with them. And you get started like a little beer club. Exactly, man. And so you get to meet all these cool people. I put 2 people together last night that, this guy's a business advisor. This other chick, she's a CPA for business advisors. I'm like, excuse me, you two need to talk. and they're so excited about it. They're like, we're going to tell everybody about your events. So it just rolls, man. It just rolls, and it's simple. So yeah, Rockstar Connect. It's just tell them Greg sent you.
I'll definitely check that out. Okay, keep going. Let's. What about technology, buddy? What cool apps are out there? What cool software are you using now? You and your team, that sort of thing.
So I'm looking on my phone here for what kind of different new software or different apps. I mean, obviously about HomeSnap, right?
Yeah, tell me about it.
HomeSnap is an app, you guys. I'll see if I can pull it up on my phone here. And so it's an app and a website. But the cool thing about HomeSnap here is it kind of geolocates yourself. But there's a camera button up here. So flip on the camera button. It brings out a silhouette of a house. Now this, I've talked about it for a while, and I actually did it 2 weekends ago. It saved my bacon with a buyer. What you can do is you can go stand in front of any property anywhere in the country, and with your latitude and your longitude location, it'll give you any information about that property. Last time it sold, how long it's been on the market, if there's been price reductions, what school do they go to, names of the owners, everything you're going to want to know. So I was out with a buyer the other day, and we were looking at this house, and there's a house across the street. She's like, well, Greg, why didn't you show me that one? I said, crap, I don't know why I didn't show you that one. So I trumped on over there with my HomeSnap app, took a photo in front of it. I'm like, it's $100,000 more than you want to pay. She's like, oh, okay. And we kept going.
So what's the purpose of the photo of the house, though? I mean, if the latitude, longitude, can tell you all the information about it, why snap it?
It's just, I don't know, for visual representation, because then as you look at that photo, you can remember that house and where you were and why.
And do they maybe keep that photo and use it for the next person, you think, or?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, they have this is just for your account. And okay. So with that, I mean, the thing I like about it the most for all of you new agents or agents that are getting into new marketplaces where you're kind of dipping your toe and you don't really know the marketplace, you can go drive the neighborhood, stop in front of random people's houses, take photos of them, and you can get to learn the marketplace. I mean, I went and my girlfriend lives in Burlingame. I went to pick her up for a baseball game. We're driving through a neighborhood, and I asked her, I'm like, hey, babe, how much is that house worth? She's like, like $1.4 million, $1.5 million. Thing's a POS. It has an old junker of a house. I'm like, no way. Got the app out, took a click, $1.4 million. I was like, wow. Social justification. It was awesome. But
okay, so you could use it like you could be outdoor knocking and get a hot lead, right? And home snap it. And then it saves it in your account, like your faves or whatever?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you can take a photo of something, and then you can send it to people. Like, hey, take a look at this. I found this. You can send it to clients. You can send it to a lot of different folks.
But if you want to keep it private, then no one can know about it. Like you could say hot seller.
Right. So there's also a stealth button up here. So you can press on stealth, and you can go to just where you are. So you can kind of look around so no one knows where you are.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun. Like I just pulled this one up in my neighborhood behind me. So right back there, it's $1.5 million, right, with a photo of the house. Shows what the market's doing, pricing in the area. Talks about the schools and their ratings. Shows you a geolocation of that blue dot where I am and where the house is. So it's literally right behind me. And then it gives you comparable other additional properties that you can look at that are either on the market or recently sold in the marketplace. So it's a very intuitive app that I like to use a ton of. And let's see, I know there's a couple more that I've been messing around with. I've been using a lot of just Facebook Live, to tell you the truth.
You mentioned that before. I wanted to talk about that. Like,
sure. Like,
okay, first of all, we know Facebook Live is good because it doubles down for you, meaning you show up in all kinds of people's feeds when you're live, which is one of the reasons I'm doing this live. Right. Where normally if you posted a picture of you walking down the street, no one's going to see it. Right. So how? Now that we know why you would do it, because you get that much more publicity from it or that much more eyeballs on it. How do you use it? How's it going to help me sell more houses?
Good question. So here's something that another site and app that I use is called Live Leap. So Live Leap, like you're leaping over a frog, liveleap.com.
Yep, Live Leap. Okay.
And what that does is, as long as you have full admin status in different groups, or you can create groups outside of just your personal page or your business page, and you can go live onto different pages. You can go become admin or have the ability to post live into different pages. And you can, like when I go on Facebook Live, I spread that viewership out to 16 other groups and pages with more eyeballs on it. And how that's going to help is you start becoming omnipotent. You're everywhere at one time. And LiveLoop has a free trial, and it's like either $19 a month or $49 a month, depending on what you want to do. Andrew, the owner of that, the guy is blowing up. I mean, the hurricane down in Florida, he had exclusive rights to that for Facebook to use his app to push it out so more people could see what was going on down there. But that's what I use it for. I use it for exposure. So I take something like this. So this is a lab. This is a little lab. Now, Rode is the one I usually wear, but it's at my house from last night's event. You clip it onto your shirt, right here. You plug it in to the rear end of your microphone where your headphone jack is. And if you have iPhone 7s or higher, you have the Fire port with the adapter. And that will, when you're walking through a house, it'll eliminate the echo, it'll eliminate reverberation of any sorts, it'll take away wind. That's what I did when I interviewed
What is that thing called?
Chief. It's called a Smart Lav, SMARTLAV, Smart Lav. Go to Amazon, it's like 70 or 80 bucks. It's worth every penny.
And you put it on your phone, and then you can, and then when you're on Facebook Live, it takes out all the background noise and the
yeah. So if you're walking down a hallway with wood or stone where it's echoey naturally, you know, your head will take out a lot of that echo. Well, a phone won't, and so it'll make it, the audio quality will be superior to anything else out there. Something else that I use is, I like this thing so much, I bought 2 of them. This is a stand for my mic. This thing, a suction cup here, right? This thing can spin around any way you want, and you can open it up so it can hold an iPad or an iPhone or whatever else. And I just suction cup this thing down, and I hold it up like this. And this is how I do, like, if any of you guys have watched me do any of my live videos for like prospecting, when I'm doing my live circle calls or something, that's what I'm shooting off of. And that, it costs 25 bucks. They don't sell the white version anymore. They have a black version. I don't know why they changed, but I bought one, like I said, for one for my house, one for my home. Phenomenal tool. You'll laugh at this, Pat. In the past, I needed a way to do something, so I used this mug. I would just turn the mug over, and I would put my phone on top of this with a stack of heavy cards behind it, and that was my stand I used to put over here. I mean, when you gotta go live, I mean, and the doctor said I can only have 1 drink every night, so I got my cup.
That's like a cup of coffee, and then they have the Starbucks Trenti, which is like
Trenti. Oh,
20 ounces. What? Okay. So I want to talk about specifics. So now, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like when you're going live, and how often are you going live?
Pat, I'm sick in the head. I am addicted to Facebook Live. So I'm going live 7 times a week. I'm doing 4 times a week when I'm doing live circle prospecting, showing people that it's easy to do circle prospecting. It's not to be feared. And then Matt and I do our podcast 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, live on Facebook. And I'm starting to get out and about a little bit because people have seen this scenery a lot. So I'll take this with my Smart Lav, and I have an extension cord of like 30 feet on that thing. I will suction cup that thing onto the sunroof of my car, and then I will stand back in the neighborhood, and I'll talk about the neighborhood. You know, I'll walk through a competitor's new home that's on the market. I did this to a gal named Lori, great gal here in our area about 2 years ago. I just started doing Facebook Live, and the reason why I went live is that this house was owned and built by, well, these 2 brothers who were big in the adult entertainment industry. Let's put it that way.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I had to go live and have some fun with that one, but it also was stunning views and glass and everything else. And I just said, because I knew Lori, I'm like, Lori, I'm going live. I'm going to shoot your house. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to interview you. I'll be back in 5 minutes. She's like, what happened here? Walked through the house, had commentary, interacted with people, and then came up and interviewed her. And I didn't know what I was doing right yet. So I was kind of doing this, but I kept tilting it down. So I wasn't quite getting her face at all times, unfortunately, if you get my drift. And I showed it to her, and I felt like a horse's butt because I did that. I'm like, I'm so sorry, Lori. She thought it was hilarious, got the link, shared it with all of her friends and her family and everything else. The thing is that people like having their home showed. They like being interviewed for something that they have done right. And so if you don't know the agent, ask the agent for permission to videotape the house. Because sometimes in higher end homes, the clients are very private. They don't want anything shown. But if you can, pick a home Everton broker's tour. If it's empty, even better, go back with your lavalier mic on, shoot it and talk about it. You can even compare homes. You can take like, I don't know, two properties, lay them out and say, okay, this is my thoughts here, guys. Property A has this, property B has this. They're both in the same price point, both in the same areas. For dollar value on an investment or return for family values, I would pick property B. This is why. Now, the reason why I talk about this is that people are doing this every single day internally, but if you can consistently come out as an agent, not banging on the agent, talking objectively about the properties and the differences between the two of them, and if you were to get the highest dollar return on an investment, which one would you go with? And then you have your opinion. If you're doing it live, you can take questions. And when you're live, the thing about live video is they say, like, if you were to do a recorded video, right? You say maybe max 2 minutes, but be as short as you can, but as long as you have to be. On live videos, the opposite side of the spectrum. You want to be as, at least 5 to 15 to 20 minutes on your videos, because when people get the notifications that you're live, then they will slowly filter in. It's not like they're sitting there eagerly staring at their phone waiting for you to go live.
Right. I want you to think about the word toolbox. What is a toolbox? A toolbox is a box full of tools that you use to build something great. At Real Estate Rockstars, we've created our own free toolbox. So everybody that comes on the show as a guest brings a tool with them, and we plow them all into this toolbox, and we give it away for our viewing audience to basically use as they wish. Everything we put in there is an actionable item that can be downloaded, can be printed, can be used immediately. And we got things like scripts and dialogues, checklists for teams, checklists to keep agents accountable, referral forms that are filled out at settlement to get referrals by your buyers and sellers. Everything you could think of that you could use on a regular basis about real estate is included in this toolbox, and it's helping agents worldwide sell more houses and make their jobs a lot easier and processes much more efficient. And the thing is, it's absolutely free. All you got to do is go to hibandigital.com/toolbox or text the word toolbox to 444-999. That's toolbox 444-999. Do it now. Yeah, and it just keeps letting them know. Yeah,
keeps letting them know what's going on, and that's the cool part about it. And you'll feel funny when you first start doing live videos. I know. I mean, I love being on video, and I was a little freaked out when I went live. But once people start interacting with you, and the commentary starts, and then people start applauding you after the fact, like, "Hey, that was great, Pat. Way to go. That was amazing. I can't believe you did it." Blah blah blah. Every person that I push, literally like a mother bird pushing a chick out of the nest to go do this. I mean, I make people cry on a consistent basis because I push them into that stress and stretch zone in life. But when they do the videos, they get, like, this one gal, she got over 650 views on her first video. She didn't think anybody would watch.
Yeah. Yeah. And I heard another podcast recently where a guy was talking about asking the host, how often should I be doing Facebook Live? And he said every day. He said, he said, if you're not successful with it, do it every day for a year, and then come back to me and talk to me about it. And you have to see, like with Snapchat and Instagram stories and stuff like that, the value of a video is so small because the people, only care about like what you're doing now. They don't care about what you did yesterday, and they don't care about what you're doing tomorrow. They really care about what you're doing now. And that now could be 10 minutes into a Facebook Live video, or or whatever. They're just curious,
Yeah.
It's almost like you should be, people don't like this because they think it's intrusive, and they think that it's aggressive, but you really should be posting stuff constantly.
Yeah.
Constant.
There's a guy he goes by the Shane Train. He's an insurance guy. He's out in the East Coast. I don't know where Shane is exactly, but man, that guy is on live. I mean, all the time. He's running, he's biking, he's in his garage yelling, he's out doing interviews, he's doing whatever, but he's always talking about motivational things, being positive, don't let people, knock you down, that type of a thing. I mean, he's there all the time. If you post once a day, a live video, that'll be great, but change up your content. Don't always talk about the same
thing. Right, yeah.
So there's a site called Realtytimes.com.
Realtytimes.com. Okay, do tell.
Realtytimes.com. You go up and you hit consumer advice. It's going to be a drop down tab.
Okay.
I think they're going to have 6 or 7 tabs. So there's going to be buyer, seller, homeowner, HOA, new home, and I forget the new one. They just added one, but they have articles in there that are 1 to 2 pages long about these different subject matters. So you can literally go through the subject matters of those things and go live once a day, or give people 1 day off, or at least go 5 days a week, but rotate through those so they know it's Monday morning buyer day or whatever. Pick something, right? And Monday morning mortgage. You talk about mortgages on Monday. Probably put everyone to sleep, but they know your schedule. They know your consistency. So like when Matt and I do our podcast, we came up with times that were consistent. Monday, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, Friday, 11 Pacific a.m. So people know to look for us. I do my calls 4:30 Pacific, Monday through Thursday. They know when I'm going on. So set that schedule and talk about interesting subject matter along those lines. And people will start watching and listening and following. But you also have to interact with the people. When they come online, don't be like, well, if I see Pat pop on, I'm not going to just be like, just stare at his name and not say anything. I'm like, yo, Pat, what up, player? Good to see you, man. Glad you're here. High five to you, man. Good. All right, get back to what I'm talking about. And encourage people to ask questions. Encourage people to follow you. I ask people to follow me or friend me 3 to 4 times through every show. And I ask leading questions to get engagement. So I'll say, okay, everybody, roll call. Tell me where you're coming in from. Hit it up. It's referral networking time. Let me know where you're at. Then I shout them out. Bob, Atlanta, Phil, LA, Sue, Houston. All right, East Coast repping hard. Just play, right?
Right, yeah.
Facebook Live is looking for 3 things: educational, entertaining, and engagement. Those 3 things are what will get you, the algorithm will start seeing you and pushing you to more people if you're educational, entertaining, and engaging. That's why engagement is crucial. Because at the end of your live video, take time, do a few things, go back and interact with every single one of the comments. Type something, don't just like it, type with them, get a conversation going. This will propel you to more and more viewership. And the more the algorithm likes you, the more people will actually get noticed by you. Those are just some of the small things.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Let's wrap this up with a little, meat and potatoes on circle prospecting. What you do it every day, 4:30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Roughly. And
4:30%.
And like how long do you do it? Do you call a certain amount of people? Who are you calling? What technologies do you use for it? Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so when I'm doing my circle prospecting, I am using a system called Mojo. It's a triple line dialer, so go to mojosells.com. And what it is it's a 3-line dialer. They sell a single line dialer for $89. Don't buy that. That's complete crap. It's a waste of time. 3-line dialer. So this is how it works. You buy the dialer for like $135 a month or whatever. Then an additional $25 a month, you can get as many numbers as you want because it's a free-form mapping program. So you can go and circle prospect around your new listing, a home you just sold, a property that just went pending in the area, or just pick a market area that you want to go around just because you like the area. You want to talk to people and see if they want to sell their home. And then you go in, you map it out, right? And then it will suck out the information, tell you how many numbers are there. You name it something like if it's a pending, I'll say pending in all caps, 123 Main Street. Save, keep new and old numbers. Boom, goes into my queue. I select it. I hit start dialing, and it pulls up, and you dial into the system, and you're off and running. When you're on the system and you're dialing 3 lines, if 3 lines are dialing it simultaneously, and it's silent, it's not like ringing in your ear, it's completely silent. And then I have a little beep that comes on when someone picks up. So if I'm on Facebook or something else, I hear a beep, I'm like, oh, hello, and I go into my script. But this is the part that everyone asks me about. If this line picks up, right, and then a fraction of a second, this line picks up.
Yep.
This line is still dialing until this thing will either ring out or someone will pick it up. Now, these 2 numbers here, let's say I'm talking to subject A. These other 2 lines get picked up. They're both going to hear a pre-recorded message that I recorded, and it says this: hello,
Hello.
hello. Something's wrong. I apologize. I can't hear you. I'm going to call you back. So those 2 people hear that message. Now, when I'm done with subject A, the system resets and stops that line. And then in order of pickup, we'll go to these next 2, and it'll show on the screen like callback in big letters. And it'll either ring out on both of them, or I'll talk to one or both of them, and then the whole system will reset, and I'll start dialing all 3 numbers. You can set your ringers as well. So you have 4 to 7 rings per line as you crush through this thing. Now, if you want to just be like a rocket ship and just blow through numbers, set it for 4 rings and you're off and running. If you want a better chance of interacting with people, go for 7 rings per line. Because either they're going to pick up, you're going to leave a message, or it's going to oblivion and you just move on. 5 rings of what I have found to be the best little medium between blowing through numbers and leaving voice messages. And here's the cool thing, Pat. I used to use this huge, long-winded voice message like, hi, this is Greg McDaniel with the McDaniel Callahan Real Estate with J. Rockcliffe Realtors here in Danville. Usually it's like, click, whatever. Like, this is BS. So I saw a guy on the lead gen scripts and objections page doing calls. And his approach was so amazingly simple and awesome. I started doing it because I didn't get a lot of callbacks from those other messages, right? So this is my message now, and I have 66 voice messages or missed calls right now on my computer from this message, and here it is. Hey, it's Greg. When you get a chance, give me a ring. 925-915-1978. Okay, thanks. Bye. Boom. People's brains go into reaction mode of like, whoa, who's Greg? What? Do I know Greg? How do I not know? How's this not bringing a bell? I better call him back. Hi, Greg. It's magic. Absolute stinking magic. I laughed at myself for leaving these long-winded messages. I just leave that one now. I was doing calls yesterday, and I kept getting interrupted by people calling me back. I couldn't get through my stinking numbers. So I'm like,
and you could also like have that recording just left on slide dial, right? Just like on people's voicemails.
Well, here's the thing about slide dial. If you don't have permission to use slide dial and drop messages onto cell phones, if you get caught, it's a $16,000 fine per number dialed.
Really?
And, yeah. I was devastated because that was something that I was using, and I calculated my screw up when I was informed by this by a guy named Chris Tam, the owner of Firepoint. The guy is so smart. It's scary how smart that man is. But I went back and I calculated my total dials. And this thing, keep in mind, I was getting a listing appointment a day using slide dial because it was legal when I bought it. And it was, I guess it changed hands at some point and became illegal to people who haven't opted in. I was calculating at a $400 million fine if I was to be caught. And people are encouraged to tell on you because they get a portion of that fine. I mean, when I heard
it doesn't matter if you're, it has nothing to do with the do not call list. It just has to do with whether someone opts in to be slide dialed.
Yeah. So like, let's say you have a database and they're opted in to be contacted with this stuff. Then yeah, and that's a slide dial broadcast.
Who the hell would opt in to be? I mean, who opts in to be a slide dialed?
It's not. It's opted in to be contacted on that number. So if it's like if it's like a lead capture page, yeah, people put their cell phone in. They have to click yes, contact me on this number. Yes, contact me on this number. A double opt in, not a single, double opt in. Then you can slide out.
Nobody will be. Yeah,
basically, exactly. That's the bummer.
Wow. Okay. So that's why you don't use that.
Yeah.
Wow. And then real quick, what's a script? Let's say you called me, and I picked up, hey, Greg who?
Okay, so are you calling me back or am I just calling you on Mojo? Which one?
Let's say I'm calling you back. I'm like,
calling you
Greg, I got this random number.
So this is what I do. Like a guy named Steve this morning called me back when I was in Starbucks getting coffee. And he's like, hello. I'm like, hi. And I just go silent. I let them talk. And they're like, you called me. I'm like, oh, you're talking about yesterday. Oh yeah. I was doing some outbound prospecting calls, wanting to see if anyone was thinking about selling their home. Are you guys thinking about selling your home by chance? And every person that's called me goes, no, but thanks for calling. I'm like, hey man, thanks for talking to me too. You have a good one. If I can ever help you, give me a call. And it's the fact that they actually called me back and took the time to really do it. I don't think you're going to get some jerk at some point that's going to call and rip your head off and make you feel like about an inch tall. But you know what? There's not a lot of people that are going to take that much time unless they, having the worst morning or day of their life. They're going to do that.
Right.
Curious.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what it is? But it's just about getting that call because you missed them. What if they are thinking about selling? 2 days ago, I did 483 outbound calls on Mojo. I was just getting my rear ended handed to me. And all of a sudden, there's this great woman, Grace, and she's going to be selling. And I'm like, well, this is great. It took me 483 calls to get there. Continued through it later in the day. I met Susan, who's going to be selling as well, and I got to refer her out. So that's 2 solid seller leads and a referral fee coming my way for doing 750 phone calls. And you can do it in 3 hours.
And you're just saying, this is Greg, I'm doing some outbound prospecting. Have you thought about selling your house?
Yes, but here's the catch. I'm glad you brought that up, Pat. Now, in California, it's a double acknowledgement state. So both parties, if it's on a recorded line, they have to know, each party knows that they're being recorded. Now, I didn't really do the research on it. Bad Greg. I got caught. I got yelled at. I got in real trouble. And I told my attorneys, I said, I'm not going to stop doing these calls, so we need to figure out a script. So he came up with a script, and this is what it is. Hey, my name is Greg McDaniel. I'm a real estate agent with the McDaniel Callahan real estate team with J. Rockcliffe Realtors here in town. Hey, I'm doing some outbound calls from my office today, and we record them for training and quality control purposes. And if that's okay with you, I got one simple question for you. And I thought that using that disclaimer was just going to kill it. Nobody was going to talk to me. No one was going to let me record them, the whole thing. The polar opposite is true. When you tell someone they're being recorded, it takes the butthead out of them because it's like they're going into church. They don't want to be rude.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And it's unbelievable. People always say, well,
right. Yeah. It makes them, damn, I'm recorded. I better not act like a jerk,
It's exactly what happens. And I've had some wonderful conversations with people, and it's like they don't care. They're like, and I say, well, do you mind if this is being recorded? They're like, no. What's up? What's your question? And then at that point, depending on their tonality, it's if I know they're going to be hostile and they're not going to sell their house, I'll say something like, you know what, Pat? I bet you're not thinking about selling your home because the last 10 people I've talked to aren't selling their home. So I'm not even going to ask you to sell your home. Who do you know in your neighborhood that might be thinking about making a move? Or should I have move? Which one? Who should I have move for you? I turn it into a game, and then I'll come back on them after I begin a conversation. I was like, well, just to ask, Pat, you're not thinking about selling your home this year, are you? And I put the double negative in front. I read the book called Go for No, and that's where I get a lot of that stuff from. Because if you say, you know what, Pat, I bet you're not thinking about selling your home this year, and you're like, no, I'm not. In the book, the salespeople had to go out and they had to talk to 50 people every single day and ask that question. Well, 49 of those 50 people said no. One person said yes every single day.
Yeah.
So it's
Go for No. I'm gonna put a link to Go for No on Greg McDaniel 2, digital.com, Greg McDaniel 2, and I'm gonna put a link to all of this. Man, this has been some serious meat and potatoes, guys. We are blowing up here. I really appreciate you sharing so much, Greg. I mean, this has been an amazing show. If you guys aren't following Greg, follow him on Facebook. Greg McDaniel, follow his 2 Facebook pages, right? Yeah. Give a shout out. What are they?
You guys can go follow me on, we'll go to Real Estate Uncensored.
Real Estate Uncensored.
Go find my podcast on iTunes or Stitcher. We go live on my page daily. So today's Wednesday. We're going to be going live as of this recording in about 2 hours, hour and a half.
Boom.
No, hour. Holy macaroni. The day is getting away.
Better get ready.
Get ready, people. Get in the ready room. But yeah, go follow me down on Facebook. If you guys want, you can go to myfavoritescripts.com or gregsfavoritescripts.com. And you can download my script book, or just go to McDaniel Real Estate Systems and take a look at the scripts, because it's audio and written form. So you can see how I deliver these scripts in tonality, and you have a written version in front of you right there. And it's all free for you guys.
That's awesome. And I'll put links to everything, guys. Now, also, Greg is going to donate to our toolbox, right? Mm-hmm. So we're gonna put some. What are you gonna put, some scripts or something in there, right?
We'll put some scripts in there. I'll put whatever you want, brother. You tell me.
Yeah, I think somebody from your office said, let's see, we are going to donate to the Real Estate Rockstar Toolbox a free script book. So we're gonna put a PDF of a free script book up there, guys. It'll be on hibandigital.com/Greg McDaniel 2. It will also be in the toolbox. You just go to hibandigital.com/toolbox, or text the word toolbox to 444-999. Listen, Greg, this has been phenomenal. I appreciate you coming on.
Oh, dude, I always have such a good time with you, man. It's an honor to come back as a reoccurring guest with you, and I'm glad that you find value. I hope your listeners have found value in this, and if I can do anything more for anyone who's listening, if they want to get clarity on anything that I talked about, always hit Pat's information, his site, his toolbox up. If you want to contact me and ask me hyper specific questions, private message me on Facebook. I will respond either audio, video, or in written text to answer those questions for you, as a personal favor to Mr. Pat Hyben for having me on.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for watching Real Estate Rockstars. Please give us a review wherever you're watching or wherever you're listening. We eat feedback for breakfast, and I don't care whether you give me a 1-star review or a 5-star review. I just want the review. I want to know what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. Would love to improve things. Hey, and listen, please subscribe. The more subscribers we get and the more reviews we get, the better guests we'll get for you in the future. Feel free to reach out to me anywhere on social media. Just type in my name. I'm everywhere, and I look forward to meeting you in the digital world. Have a great day, and thanks again for listening to Real Estate Rockstars.